Welcome to the Engineering Influence podcast from ACEC. We are here at our fall conference 2024, sponsored by Bentley. I am joined today by our QBS winners. Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
We have some fine folks from the city of San Diego with us. So can you tell us your names and your titles?
Sure. I'm Claudia the Director of Purchasing and Contracting for the City of San Diego.
Elif Çetin, Acting Director with Engineering Capital Projects, City of San Diego.
So let's dive right into it. You are QBS Award winners, Qualifications-Based selection. And one of the reasons you were selected is because San Diego is a model for how cities across the country can implement this. Talk a little bit about the process that you go through to look at qualifications rather than price alone.
Sure. So I think for all of our architectural and engineering contracts, right, that is our standard. We were surprised to hear that other agencies, particularly in California, are not following that model, right? It's actually a law for us. But again, I think based on the type of work that we're looking for, there is no other model that we should be using, right? It should be based on strictly on qualifications. What are you building for us? Especially with our infrastructure, we want to make sure that you have the best qualifications possible. And then we can look into what that is going to cost us in the long run.
And also project management perspective, I think this is the best way to pick your team members based on their qualifications and how they can integrate into the city's team and the structure so we can deliver successful projects together that is beneficial to both parties. So the only way to do that is based on their qualifications and past experience, so on and so forth.
We're talking about qualifications. Can you go into a little more detail on what the qualifications you're looking for might be on a project?
Sure. So in each of our proposals, we have different criteria that we look for. We look for technical expertise, knowledge of our environment, what your team capabilities are. So we have a few different categories that we really want to make sure that everybody's expanding on. It's not just, I know how to design something, right? But we want you to be able to understand the City of San Diego's needs. So we break that up into different categories.
Actually, it is crucial because I think it is always easier to have a marketing pitch, if you will, for the lack of better words. But I think when we have our RFP, RFQ process, interview process, that's our chance to interact with you one-on-one. So all the information that you could provide to our specific need is that makes a difference for us. And we appreciate that opportunity, actually.
So for those that may not be using this as much as you are, talk about some of the outcomes and why you continue to use QBS.
I think I'll defer to Elif only because on Elif's end, they work more closely with our architects and engineers and also that final product. So I'll defer to Elif.
Yeah, so I think, there is the engineer's code of ethic that we are required to give our best performance, right? So I think it is crucial. I was a former consultant. To me, it's crucial to put your best foot forward is based on the qualifications. There is a discussion that happens after we select our number one consultant that how their proposal fits into our budget. And I think we can look at it as a discussion, we can look at it as a negotiation, but at the end, we come up with the best solution that is within our budget and within the means of the consultant. And those discussions, I think that where we form the successful path for the project. That's why we keep doing it. And in addition to, we don't want to get in trouble legally, but this is how we form also our industry partnerships. There's continuing business. We can see their experience in firsthand. Also, anyone who would like to get into our market, right? This is a great opportunity. You get to showcase yourself, and it does not matter what your fees are at that point, but we do always have a range. So it's been successful. I don't know how many years, Claudia, 30, 40, what have you. There are other contracting mechanisms we use that design build such, but anything design build will our consultants, engineer of records always like qualifications.
And when we think about outcomes, there's, of course, the project and the engineering that goes into that, which we love. But there's also the human aspect and how these things help communities. You can think about it from the taxpayer perspective or the families that end up using these. Can you talk about what that means for San Diego?
Well, I mean, we are in the business of delivering for the citizens of San Diego. We're very proud of it. It takes, it's a noble profession, we call it, to be in the public sector. But again, going into qualification-based selection, I think when we interview a consultant, we would like to hear part of that in them, right? It doesn't mean they need to be local San Diegan, but they should have the same passions like we do, because there's the beauty in being able to deliver a library, being able to replace the pipeline in a community that is underserved over the years, right? There's a different level of satisfaction comes with it. It's just not a paycheck. So I think that's why we do it. And I believe the consultants work through with us throughout the years also feel the same passion. So that is what it means to us to be able to provide public service. So
yes, and I would also like to say the city does encourage all of its primes to work with our small local businesses. So to Elif's point, you may not be from a native San Diegan working on our San Diego projects, but you do have the capability of mentoring and bringing on these smaller businesses to participate and have that satisfaction of, I was a part of this larger grand scale project to build their resume and their portfolio. So I think those are the opportunities that we provide as well.
And that's so rewarding to drive through town and know that you worked on that project and you made life in these communities a little bit better.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think our significants are tired of us pointing out the projects they finish, but hey.
That's the fun of it.
Yes,
right?
that is definitely the fun.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on your win. And we look forward to talking with you again in the future.
Yeah,
thank you so
the
much.
Opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you. This has been the Engineering Influence Podcast from the American Council of Engineering Companies.